Hello, I'm Lantop. This is Pandas tutorial. In the last session, we introduced ourselves to the Pandas libraries used for data manipulation and data analysis for structured data. Then we created this data frame HDF. This is the DF that was created, DF data frame. Looking at this data frame, which is DF, we agree that it is a data frame. We also differentiate between data frame and a series. A series is a single column, and a data frame is have more than one column, just like we have here. This is a Pandas data frame. Okay. In this session, we are going to perform some simple analysis. Then from simple analysis, we'll proceed into performing complex analysis. Okay, let's get started. I will implore you to please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get much more content similar to this. Okay. First analysis we are going to perform is adding a new column to the data frame. Maybe you may have a particular data frame and you want to add a new column to it. In this case, we have this data frame. Let's try to add a new column. I'm going to add a new column called gender, DF gender. You can simply do that by creating this DF gender, this particular DF data frame, and I put an index of gender to be equal to a list. So the gender, I'm just going to say that this female, then I'm going to say that male, and male. So once you run this, so you have DF, see that the gender column has been added to our data frame. Okay. Most particularly, let's discuss about indexing or locating items in the data frame. You want to locate an item in data frame, maybe you want to extract a row or a column. So this is how it works. I can say that DF, the lock function, DF lock is not a function, you call it it's like a method in the lock. So the all data frame has the method of lock, LOC. So this lock allows you is the properties of a data frame that point at any columns, any rows, but you must provide the index. These are the index 0, 1, 2. For example, I can say that lock 0, which means that I'm extracting the lock of 0, the rows of zeros. Then I'm going to have all items of zeros. You can see the age, the name, age, favorite color, gender, and it's going to display in form of a data Pandas series. So this is a Pandas series with index of the column and the values being placed at the right side. So you can also say that lock 1. Then in this case, we get all the items in the first in the column in the row 1. So this is row 0, this row 1, and likewise lock 2. So we get all the items in row 3, which is row 2. This allows lock functions basically allows you to extract entries or items for every column in a particular row by providing the index value of the row. Okay. So we also have another function that allows us to locate items in a data frame, which is called the iLock. So the iLoc allows us to locate data in the iframe also. The good thing about the iLoc is that we can locate a specific data. We can locate a colon also with iLoc. You can extract the entries of a particular column. So let's say that I'm interested in this column, named column. Then in iLoc, we provide the rows and the column numbers. For example, I can see that 0,0, which is this particular item, will 0,0. So I'm going to get Bob. Let me display this data for me again. So I have something like this. iLoc 0,0 give me Bob. Likewise, iLoc 0,3, 0, 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to get the female gender, the female, this particular entry. So this was 0, column 1, and column 0, column 1, column 2, and column 3. Which means that row 0, column 3 is going to give me female. And this can also be used, can be twisted, can be manipulated such that it gives us all entries in a particular column. So I can say that everything, double column is that I'm getting everything. I'm getting everything in the gender. So instead of pointing at a specific value, maybe 0 or 1, I can just point at every entry here like this. So I'm going to get all entries in the gender column. So if you want to locate any item, you use the iLoc. And the reverse is the case, just like this. If you have something like this, you get a series. Then you can also have all the rows for a particular column. Okay, your rows is just 2. It's up to 0, 1, 2. So I can provide it up to this point. I can provide it up to this point. So you use the loc and the iLoc to start entries to locate items in your data frame. Okay, let's proceed. Given our data frame, df, as we have here, okay, let's try to extracting subset data. Extracting subset data. Most times in data analysis, what to do is extract the subset data. Maybe you have a data set contains a population data set. You want to just extract a specific country, or maybe you have a word data. You want to extract for a specific continent or for a particular culture. So all these things are called a subset of the data set. How do you do that in data frame, in Pandas data set? So if you have a Pandas data frame like we have here, PD, we can extract a subset. For example, I want to extract only gender data male. So I can say that gender equal to male. Then this is going to give me a Boolean colon for sure. This Boolean column is going to be inscribed in the data frame like an index. You can see this is my Boolean column. This is what gave me Boolean column. It's being inscribed like an index to the data frame again. Then it's going to extract a subset. You can see this is just for male. So I can also provide an argument maybe for female or not male. Is not equal to male, something like this, or equal to female instead female. Then I'm getting just a row, which is for Bob. So this extract a subset data. This is how to extract the subset data. You point it at a particular variable, a column to a particular variable. You create a Boolean column. From the Boolean column, it's going to be inscribed into your main data frame. Then you get the subset data frame. It's also a data frame form. this is a data frame. So it's going to be in the data frame. So that is how to extract subset data. So let's perform another example. Let's say I'm interested in age greater than 12. So I can say that df age greater than 12. This is going to give me a Boolean colon. So this is a Boolean colon. So you can see. So this is a Boolean colon. Then I'm going to inscribe it back inside the data frame. So this is going to give me something simple in this. So this is a simple analysis that you're always going to perform using your pandas. Okay. So let's now talk about describing data. Let's say descriptive analysis. What I mean by descriptive analysis is that you want to calculate the mean of your data of a particular service column, or maybe calculate the median or summarize everything, standard deviation, percentile, something like that. So given our DF like this, we will just focus on the numerical column here, which is the age. Age is the numerical column of the continuous data. So you have something like this. So you can calculate the mean by just saying that dot mean. This is going to give me the mean of my DF. So you call that our DF looks like this. So you can also find the mean. That is the mean value minimum. You change this to mean. So also the maximum max. And we also have the standard deviation STD. And we have some STD. Okay, so we can just describe the data. We have describe. So this describe function method in this, which can be applied to data frame or data series. So it's going to describe everything. You can see the count, which are just 3 items: the mean, the standard deviation, minimum, 25% percentile, 50% percentile, 75% percentile, and the max. So this perform a descriptive analysis. You can see a descriptive analysis. Okay, so this is a descriptive analysis that is performed. Okay, in your data analysis, let's now discuss about some little data analysis things, analysis method that can be performed using Pandas. The first thing we'll discuss is handling missing data. So how do you handle missing data using Pandas? Let's say you have this particular data frame. This is our data frame. I'm going to include a new rows. So if you want to include a new rows, you can see that df.lock, then specify the next column. Now the next row number, which should be 3.lock, index of 3, to be equal to, it should arrange like this: name, age, our favorite color, gender. So I'm going to provide this a name. I'm going to say that Precious. Then age, I'm going to say that 17. Okay, I want to use a missing value for favorite color and gender. Like I want to just identify that value is actually missing. It's not there. So I will be using the numpy none, which means that it's not available. Like the item is missing. Import numpy as p. So I'm just going to say that np.nan. That nan just simply means that that particular item is not available. The gender, I'm going to leave it as female. So you can see this particular new column, new rows has been added, which is this, and this is a nan, which means that this is not available. Okay, so how do we handle this kind of missing data? You can just, in data analysis, how do you handle data, missing data? The first thing that can be done with your missing data is to just remove your missing data completely. And another important thing that can be done is to fill it up, your missing data, goes with missing data. Just assume a value for it. Then some other things that can be done, yes, assume a values for it. So while assuming values for it, you can pick the previous data, which is the pink, or just put any constant values. But for now, I'm just going to remove this particular data set. Remove the rows with missing data. This is the row with missing data. To remove it, I'm just going to be drop nan function method. The drop nan method of this data frame is for you to remove rows with missing data. So this is going to remove it. You can see drop nan means that we are actually removing known rows with missing data. Okay, so you can also use the fill nan. Fill nan means that we are filling it up. We are filling the value up. Like we want to add a cost, any values to it. Instead of removing it, we can actually fill it. Just put a value to it. Okay, so to use the fill nan, you say that df.fill nan. Okay, so I'm going to just put a constant value for now. And that I'm going to send that blue. And then let's run this and see if it's going to work. Okay, you can see it has been filled up with the blue instead of removing it. Okay, so that's how you handle your missing data. There's still some other method I'm still going to show you once we move to a detailed analysis. And lastly, in this session, I'm going to discuss how to delete a row, a column in your data frame. To delete a row or column in your data frame, use the drop keyword, drop. So I can see that drop. So if we just provide any value like drop 0, this means that I'm removing row 0. So this is going to remove the row 0 from it, or a row with index number of 0. So you can also remove row 1 instead, or row 2 instead. So this is basically removing the rows. Okay, to remove the column, I can say that df.drop again. So I'm going to provide the column name. Maybe I'm dropping age or favorite color. But for this, you have to specify the axis point to be 1. Axis is actually a value in this function also, but it is the default value is being set to 0, which means that it's going for the rows, but axis 1 is actually pointing at the columns. So you have to provide this. So this is going to remove axis 1. We are concerned about the column, but what are we concerned about? We want to remove the age. I can also see that df.drop gender. So this is actually moving gender axis 1. So you can see this actually removes the gender. We still have the age because I didn't reassign this DF as the DF. So if you want to update your DF, then you can reassign, like say that DF is equals to the one that has been dropped. Okay, so I want to reassign it. I just want to leave a simple analysis like this. Okay, so that's that I'll be discussing this session. In the next session, we'll move into the detailed analysis in which we use a data set that will be read in this Python environment. They will perform detailed analysis on it. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.